everyone. It gives me great pleasure again to welcome you to another interesting and exciting episode of Inspirations with Yetty, where we share real life experiences of how our individual struggles, challenges, and even accomplishments were transformed into incredible stories of hope and grace. Are you tired? Are you weary? Do you think you cannot go on anymore? This is the right place for you today. And I truly and surely believe you'll be encouraged. My name is Yetty, and I am the anchor of this program. You are very welcome. Thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, please do, so that we can increase the number of people that would get this video from time to time. Thank you so much for all your support. God bless you. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, you're welcome again to Inspirations with Yetty. Today's episode is a very interesting and a unique one, being dedicated to all mothers all over the world, biological mothers, spiritual mothers, career mothers, everywhere, all mothers all over the world, thanking God for the gift of you, for what the Lord has ordained you to be. We cannot thank every mother enough. God is faithful and is ever faithful. And so today on my program, I have a very interesting, like I said, I have a very interesting guest. She is a mother to all. When I begin to read her bio, you will understand what exactly I mean. And as the Holy Spirit himself introduces her today, and I know you will surely believe that she's a mother that wears so many hats, and the Lord has helped her in every capacity to be the very best of what the Lord has created her to be. Our guest today is a social worker, and she's a community development specialist with key interest in education reforms and community development. She's the founder of Dolly Children Foundation, a non-profit organization which focuses on inspiring the African child to adopt 21st century skills through education, capacity building, and advocacy programs. My guest today is a fellow of the Young African Leaders Initiative, West Africa Regional Center, a U.S. government initiative, and the recipient of one of the best 3 awards of Women in Management, Business, and Public Service. Our guest today also serves as a director in the board of Bloomingdale International Schools, and she's also the Moms Coordinator for Social Good in Lagos, Nigeria, which is an initiative of the United Nations Foundation. She's also a volunteer mentor for Teach for Nigeria. Our guest is a mother, she's a wife, and she's a boss lady, and overall she's a child of God. And she believes that every child is a star, and she has been chosen to play a part in ensuring that there is no child that is left behind, because of race, class, and ethnicity. And so with Jesus' joy this morning, I want you all to join me in welcoming my guest, Mrs. Adedolapo Osuntuyi. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you so much for coming to Inspirations with Yetty today, for being my guest on the program today. I know you're a woman with a very busy schedule, but out of the busy schedule, you have created time to be with us on the program today, and I am not taking it for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so reading your bio, reading your profile just a few minutes ago, you're a woman that wears so many hats. You are not just a mother to your own biological children, you're a mother to so many adopted children, underprivileged kids as well. And we thank God for what the Lord is using you to do in this generation. And, even at a time like this. So I am not taking it for granted. I celebrate you this morning. And so with all of this, accomplishments and, achievements, just walk us through the parts of your life, how you were able to get to where you are today.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Adedolapo. Well, it's been a long journey, and but I thank God specifically for the journey so far. I think how I would start. Well, when I was in when I was in secondary school, people have always been calling me Mommy Gio, even though I didn't like it. They were always coming. Jenny Overseer's mom, that do I know the kind of responsibility that is on Mrs. Pastor Mrs. Sulu Adeboye. At that time, I was going to Redeem Christian Church of God. So I'm always like, oh, sorry, I don't want that, But I never knew I was already working in that path. But I think close life experiences and my friend experiences as well had a way of navigating my path without me knowing. And because we're talking about Mother's Day, so that's why I'm going to narrow everything down to that. But some of my friends while we were in school, is that they were products of divorce, or maybe they stay in orphanages, and I'm a very mindful person. I observe a lot, so I could just I'm always trying to put myself in other people's shoes that, okay, what would the experience be for them? So I think one of the experiences that navigated my path into the road I'm doing today when it comes to other children outside my own biological children was my dad's experience and one of my friends' experience. Funny enough, she just reached out to me after how many years? Was it 2 weeks ago on Facebook? And she said she likes what I'm doing and she would like to support. But she doesn't know that our story was one of the main stories. Till today, we've never had the opportunity to talk about it. But one of the things was that she had a diary that she kept, growing up in secondary school. She's always keeping it such that nobody dares even touch it. So that day, fortunately for me, she just helped me to, cut my hair, and she decided she just wanted to dash to the hostel because she forgot something. And when she left, I don't know, because I was the only one in the whole block, 7 classes. I don't know why. So she told me she forgot something in the hostel that she wants to go and pick it up. And I said, okay, no problem, I'll wait for you. And when she left, I don't know how my eyes just went to her locker, because I was the only one there. The whole block was very quiet, and I just opened it. Not even thinking without a second whether she can catch me there, reading her. Reading. So, in a split of 5 minutes, I read about her life story of how she escaped over the waters from Liberia to Nigeria, how the world was so thick, how she lost her parents over the waters, how she even, when I mean lost her parent died in her presence, and
wow.
Then she was trying, herself and her brother, they were trying to also escape. In one way or the other, was it maybe according to her, the brother was drowned in the water, but thankfully enough, years after coming to Nigeria, they reunited again through the orphanage, that picked her up. And I read in that book how she started feeding on eating grasses when there was nothing to eat, So, it just, I can't, this is someone's story that I'm reading, but I'm seeing her right in my presence, and I'm wondering, how did she cope with that, eating grasses for weeks, probably months, and then coming now to Nigeria. So having stories like that, or stories of my friends that they will come back from school, they will be narrating to us how the dad beats the mom, just even before they can have sex, So I was someone that people are always coming to pour in their concerns, and while I also have close experiences too, I think I had like a rough patch with my mom growing up. So, I didn't even think about what I was going through, but God just gave me that strength to start, to not take the focus on me any longer, to focus on, other people. And I think that's how the motherhood journey started for me, because they started calling me mother. And when I'm giving pocket money to go to school, they will all leave their hostels and they will camp in my own hostel. So I'll be sharing out of my own pocket money. I'll be sharing it to them. Oh, for this week, for your transport, So even though I didn't want them to call me Mommy Gio, but what I was doing was making more people to call me Mommy Gio. I think that was how the journey started for me. And because of my drive to know God and the fact that based on life circumstances, it led me to God, and I discovered God myself from a TV podcast, Pastor Adedolapo. So, and from there, I really wanted to know God. And from there, God started revealing to me bad dreams. In fact, mainly dreams, because there's no day I will sleep that I won't dream of something that has to do with my purpose. It's like continuation, and all that. So, either I see myself with maybe a woman carrying a baby, crying, and by the time I just carry the baby from her, the girl or the child in question stopped crying. So I'm like, I don't understand. I remember when Pastor Bimbo Dukoya died. That was one of the great moments I will never forget. She died, I think, a day before, December 12th, and I slept on that day. I saw her in my dream, asking me, where's the money I've been saving for the orphanage I'm planning to visit. And in actual fact, I was planning to visit an orphanage for the first time in my life without nobody knowing. And I was still in school, so I was saving my pocket money. If anybody give me a bottle of drink, just to entertain me, I was just saving every little thing, both cash and in kind, And I gave her the money in the dream. The money was very small, like just few pieces of paper to me. And I saw her from her hand. I saw 100 mints of notes falling from her hands to my hand. So, and while I was still wondering who's going to make the call for us, I've never seen that kind of phone in my life till now. Very golden phone that I couldn't even, look at. I was just trying to push my hands like this, and her husband came in, walked into the scene, collected the phone, and made a call. So those are kind of dreams that I see I've gone through. And gracefully enough, God gave me a mentor, like a pastor, that I always call to explain. I don't understand all those things, and he's always giving me accurate interpretation. I have a dream diary where I read everything. I will even draw the diagram,
Journal.
to show that yes, this is what God told me in this dream. And before you knew it, I started seeing the manifestation, the desire. So even to start the foundation, because I started the foundation before I got married, way before I got married.
Wow.
Yes. So
well, can I say something? Can I just say something? So one thing, one very profound thing that I picked up from what you said just now was that you were able to identify your purpose at a very early stage in life. And you were able to hear the voice of God. The world is very busy. It's a lot of storms around. That it's like different voices speaking to your ears, and you were able to pick out the voice of God out of everything else that was going on around you. I think that's very profound, and thank God for that grace. And I think that's one key thing for every one of us, which is really big. So let me ask a question.
Okay.
You have your own biological children. And obviously, this foundation is a very big one for you. You're an entrepreneur, you're a career woman, you have so many things going on in your life. And just like, every mom out there, it's like we wear so many hats, and it's like different responsibilities that if it is not managed properly, you can be doing the right thing and do it wrong, which is very terrible. But just tell us, in your way, how you've been able to balance this act of yours, how you've been able to balance all these responsibilities without it affecting your home, without it affecting your own biological children, and without it affecting the children at the foundation as well.
Okay, that's a very nice question. To be sincere, I asked God for grace. I won't say what I've not done, or maybe by my power, no, never. It's just the grace of God, because I've seen caregivers calling me 10 p.m., 11 p.m. late, because of the child in their care. Or maybe I've seen pastors calling me because of a church member, that they really want us to reach out to and to help, and all that. So, I needed that grace. It's something, I started this thing at a young age, so I needed the grace to continue, because if not, I could be very comfortable with what I was doing without even leaning for more that God had in front of me. So for me, personally, I'm someone that is very inquisitive. I love reading. I love research. I love reading. I love research. I was telling somebody recently during the foundation's 14th year anniversary, I was like, some of the things I know now, that is because of the drive to know better. So what I do is, first of all, spending time with the Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues, anytime I have times that, and then I fast a lot. I've not even fasted enough. But I fast a lot, That's giving me a kind of clarity. And, very sensitive to the Holy Spirit to know, okay, this is when to draw the lines, draw the boundaries and all that. Like for me, I don't have a nanny, So I try to work around my children's schooling. Like, okay, they go to school very early in the morning. I know the time they'll be coming back. Before that time, I will have sorted out everything I know I need to fix for them for either breakfast, dinner, and all that. So I do that. I plan ahead. Having a timetable to say this. And then for my team of staff, I try to also, I'm someone that I try to encourage people to try new things because I'm a product of that, So what I do is that, like for any role, for our teams of volunteers, interns, and staff that work with us, I try to encourage them to go for more. So I don't do it alone. Like, okay, I'm the one writing the post, I'm the one, replying the mails. And if I try something, and I'm always asking them for feedback. So if they give feedback, I think we need to do this. I'm someone that I'm open to feedback.
Suggestions,
Yeah. So when they come, I think we should do this. I thought about it when I was going through our report. I said, fine, fantastic. I think you should take it up then.
Wow, wow, that's profound. That's profound. So the power of creativity, power of feedback, listening, taking feedback from other people, taking time delegation. That's very big. And I think one of the key thing is being structured. A lot of us as moms too, because we have our hands in different things, we're not structured. And the moment there's no structure in what we're doing, it could be very daunting, it could be very frustrating, it could be very overwhelming. So being structured is a very it's a key thing in taking care of our kids.
Can I even add something? Sure. You know what? Even like when COVID happened, that I've had people reaching out that, how do I give back? How do I give back? And COVID just opened our eyes to virtual volunteering. If I tell you, we have an amazing community, in Dolly Children Foundation, that today, before we came into this Zoom session, I've been seeing all the activities on the group. Wow. Somebody is based in Port Harcourt, somebody is based in Canada, she's a Chinese, and everybody have what they have to do, so it's a team effort too. So, but just like what you said, structure, knowing, I've done a bit today, this is what I'm going to do around this time. And I'm also, I also try to find time for myself, find time for myself. Yes, because, people, like the kind of work we do, we are always the one at the receiving end, you kind of tend to get carried away, solving other people's problems, forgetting about yourself. So finding time for myself, I take myself out, I take time to take care of myself, watch a movie, I could just make a call, read, so those are part of the ways I try to balance it. Yeah.
Self-care. We can be lost in taking care of other people, but self-care, it's very important. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. A lot of times, even mothers will keep giving and giving and giving. And when there's no time to refresh, when there's no time to pour back, then it makes it very hard and very difficult. Yeah. That self-care is profound. So a question for you. With the foundation that you have, managing your business, managing every other thing as well, was there a time that you almost gave up yourself? That you felt you couldn't do it anymore, and the center just couldn't hold, and it's just from left and right, it was you're just overwhelmed and you can't do it anymore. Was there ever a time like that in your life?
Yes, I had plenty times. You can see that I was already smiling. I had plenty times, but I thank God I'm someone, life experiences have taught me not to give up on people. So, for me not to give up on people, I need not to give up on myself. And my husband has been so supportive. Why I'm even saying this, I remembered there was one major time I knew I was out of it. I was out of the whole thing. Because I remembered, I think I was new in the country at that time. And I was just married, I was just pregnant. Many things, trying to, balance the culture shock, balancing, even my new experience as a waiting mother. I just felt, and we had projects to do. And not even aside that, I remember funding too was a big issue, You have to reach out to people, this can you support us in this? And when you see these cases that, no, there are cases that you can't just turn your, you can't just turn your face away, So at one point, I even felt that, God, is it that you just brought me into the middle of the ocean and just left me there? There was one that was very profound to me, which I would never forget. I remember when I relocated to Nigeria around that time, and there was a building in one of the communities that God led me into. And the school was founded in 1955, and I met 270 other in class. So you only know them by rows, I saw 6 rows, in the class. So primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, straight to the last class. So if they ask primary 1 question, it's primary 6 that will be answering. No toilets, no gates, no security. While classes are going on, you see area boys, people coming in saying they are trying to learn how to drive, or even justificating, while the school classes were going on. So I remember that I wrote a letter, and I took it myself to the Minister of Education of that particular state. When I got there, they were wondering that, what's my business? Are they paying me for this? What's my business? So it was when I got to the table to submit the letter, I realized the letter was not with me. And so I just remembered, probably it had slipped in my hand when I was in the car that took me down to the bus, station. So I had to go back to Lagos. Unfortunately, I got the car. I was able to get the letter, retrieve the letter, and I went back on that same day. So they thought I was crazy, and they did background check on me. Yes. I saw one area boy told me, yes, that one powerful person, they thought maybe I was a politician, maybe I'm just trying to do all these things to let people know in years to come I will.
Yeah.
You get, so those kind of pressures, I've seen area boys, walking up to me, telling me, when they see me in the community, they're going to blow my leg with their guns, because they feel everybody comes like that, they just take pictures and do nothing. But it took them a while for them to accept me into that community. Now, as an individual, as the face of the organization, it took them a while. But it's been a journey right now. But right now, even if we get there and just make an announcement and the year is Early Children Foundation, you need to see how supportive they are, to every project we do. So I've gone through that. But I'm someone that whenever I feel like that, like giving up, when I look back in retrospect, I'm always thinking probably all the life challenges I've been through in one way or the other were the one that God used to build that kind of muscle in me, not to give up, So when all those things happen, whenever it comes up like that, I will just maybe put off the laptop for a while, try to do something different, probably listen to music, take a walk, do something, just read about somebody else or biography. I'm like, oh really, this person went through this, I could go as far as taking 2 days off. But by the time I come back, and I've already settled it in God's presence, by the time I come back, I'm more inspired. Oh, wow. So this is what I did, and all that. So that has been, and then looking back, the success stories of, I'm always looking back with gratitude that if not for anything, at least because of us, this particular person is now better, So those are one of the driving forces that helped me so far not to give up.